10 seconds remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the South American Championship by TTesports. I'm Esper Evolution 5. I've got Ilummini on the horn here, ready to go for Truesight TV. It's Argentinian Rejects versus Isurus Gaming, the Argentina Showdown coming out. It took us a little while to find ourselves a stand-in, but in the end, fullback came through, and I actually realized that the guy named Detective on my friends list was fullback in that. Ilummini, though, how's it going, man?
Yeah, it's going great. I'm excited.
I am really excited for this match. It was supposed to be last night, but it did get rescheduled. But it's still going to be a very good one. Now, odds on Dota 2 Best YOLO,
10 seconds remaining.
which was hosting the match, said, I want to say, yeah, 70-30 in favor of Isurus. Now, Isurus is a very well-known team. Pepita, as well as Ned, being well-known players in the South American scene. They're not what they once were, though. And Argentinian Rejects, especially having fullback who knows Isurus well, knows Pepita very well, seeing as they played on the same team for quite a while. They're gonna be able to know the strategies coming out, at least to an extent. But Ned bringing new life into the team could be very interesting. And as far as I know, he is actually a permanent member of the team. He's no longer playing for Dragondrop. So we do see Darkseer Tusk coming out, Slaughter Undying, and Doom and Shadowfiend banned. So all of this looking pretty standard so far.
Yeah, nothing too exciting. Darkseer, Gyrocopter, Tusk, pretty much the usual first picks we see in most of our games.
Yeah.
So,
even though, I will say, watching the Major today, I did notice that Doom was not picked up much, or banned much, for that matter.
10 seconds
yeah,
remaining.
well, I think he got nerfed a little bit, and the other problem with Doom is he just doesn't provide enough teamfight, I feel like. Because, yes, you can Doom one hero, but you still can right-click, and if you have a strong hero that doesn't depend on his spells too much, something like Gyrocopter, when he already has his flag cannon popped, he doesn't care that much about being doomed. Yeah, he can't use his rocket barrage during the fights, but you want to keep your distance anyway. And while homing missile, most Gyrocopter will skip that spell anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. We did see Doom picked or banned, actually 84% of the time. Maybe it was just the games I was watching. But the only really 100% hero was Tusk, and then Slaughter and Shadowfiend falling behind. They were only not picked up in one game today, so...
Well, maybe it was like that Doom got banned in the second ban phase.
No, a lot of it was they just left Doom in and didn't worry about it. But I was watching a lot of OG, and they have not valued the Doom as much in the later stage of this patch, so that's probably why. Anyways, we do see Wyvern and Jug getting banned out Now, they're going to pick a heavy physical damage hero, and that's probably why Jug is getting banned out from Pepita. It's one of the heroes he really likes to play, a comfort hero. I wouldn't be too surprised to also see Ember get the ban out here. Although...
I'm not really sure about Ember ban.
It's because Pepita plays it so well.
Okay,
It would just be a respect ban.
Yeah, that makes sense then. Because I feel like in this patch, Ember Spirit hasn't gotten too much love.
I mean, I feel like he's still a very strong hero. Looking at the major stats today, just because I've got him pulled up still, he did have a 60% win rate in games he was picked, and he was only picked in 5 games, but this is still, what, 20% of the games today, so pretty prominent, and I predicted it. There we go.
I feel like there's a little bit of a shift in the aggression, because like 1 or 2 months ago, the games were sometimes decided at the 10-minute mark or maybe 15-minute mark, and I feel like it's going a little bit further into the later stages of the game. So now it's more between the 15 and 20-minute marks, how the teams can maybe turn around a goal deficit that they had, and Ember Spirit is one of those heroes. He's really strong in the early game, but then he kind of falls off a little bit in the mid game until, well, they get to the ultra late game with the like double Battle Fury, crit Rapier, and the Spirit that just cleaves everything to death.
He has a very strong early game, a very strong late game, but in between he can be kind of lackluster. So, Night Stalker though will be the pickup. They'll respond with Dazzle, so still not revealing their hard carry here, but they do know that he's going to be kept alive. Ancient Apparition is available in the pool if they want to try to counter out the Dazzle, but it's not always the greatest pickup, and
yeah, I think Isurus have to take a heavy physical damage carry to make the Dazzle Brief worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe it's just for the defense, because
that's what I was thinking as well, yeah.
Flat Cannon, yeah.
Yeah, Weave is very good against Flat Cannon, not to mention Shallow Grave, just keeping you alive. The only problem is, if he does get silenced out, this hero is going to be virtually useless. He's going to be a ranged creep, basically, that hits a little hard.
Yeah.
However, oh, wait, what? That can't be right.
What happened?
Dazzle apparently today in the major was picked up 36% of the time, had a 22% win rate.
Disruptor.
Okay.
And that's
that.
That's a pretty significant sample size out of 25 games. You've got 9 of those games having a Dazzle in them. So maybe not quite the hero he's put out to be. Now, of course, there could be major other issues in those drafts. But like, you compare that support to something like a Bane. Bane had a 71% win rate today.
That's insane.
Yeah. Now, part of it was because Vega was playing it, and they've really found Bane to be a solid pick for them. So, but
yeah,
I mean, your
the
top tier support is Dazzle these days, and if he's not winning games, why are you picking him?
Well, the problem might be, you know, that the teams that were pretty confident with Dazzle picked Dazzle and they won their games hard, and other teams thought like, oh, let's play Dazzle as well.
Yeah.
And then they picked Dazzle and they just didn't know to use the hero right. Because I feel like many teams still don't really use Weave correctly. I mean, I have seen a game where Navi got weaved, 5-man weave, and they just stayed, and they got 5-man wiped, and they had like a 20k gold lead.
But that's Navi.
5-man wipe because of the weave, because they stayed too long there. And I mean, that team has been around for years,
this is scary.
So they should know something like it. I like it. I like it really with Huskar.
It's fantastic with Huskar. Not only the fact that you have the extra armor from Weave, you have the Grave to rely on, so you can go down to almost no health and still fight. He is excellent against Darkseer. He's excellent against Gyro, because all Gyro's damage in the mid game is magic damage. What are you going to do against Huskar? Nothing.
And the other thing is, Huskar likes to get a BKB kind of early, so he will have a tool against the Glimpse.
Yep. And I think he'll have to do that this game. The Night Stalker Silence and the Disruptor Glimpse are going to be too much to deal with. The Silence just meaning you can't get around in a fight, and also that terrible mischance.
Yeah, the mischance is actually a really big problem for Huskar.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I like with Dazzle this game, Queen of Pain is one of those heroes that likes to go in really deep to get the Scream of Pains.
Not to mention Tusk. Same kind of thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Dazzle Grave, you can always save the Queen of Pain and give her that amount of time that she needs to blink out.
Yeah, once she has like level 2 or level 3 blink, she's basically immortal with the Dazzle on her team, assuming that Dazzle is not silenced. They have gotten a few options for control up against the Dazzle. They're the Night Stalker and the Disruptor, and they'll ban out the Beastmaster here. I really like that ban. They have initiation, yes, but Beastmaster would be very solid initiation that could do a lot. And of course, Isurus is going to get rid of the Windrunner now.
The important thing is Beastmaster gives really good vision against Night Stalker, because, you know, you're going to have the problem as soon as Night Stalker hits level 16 with those 50 seconds night on 80 seconds cooldown with the reduced vision, where wards get practically completely useless.
The boar is still, or the hawk is still somewhat useful.
Yeah, because you can move it around and put it right on top of, you know, the path where the enemy might engage from.
It's an adjustable ward, in other words. And Templar Assassin now coming out for Argentinian rejects. This is a hero who is kind of hit or miss for me against Huskar. I do like the fact that you have the armor reduction. That's definitely good, but of course when Dazzle's got a lot of armor on him already, is it even going to make a difference? And I like the fact that you have those charges of refraction for when Huskar initially leaps on you. Dodging that big damage instance is a lot. However, it'll get burned away by the burning spears. So it's kind of a, yay, wait a second, no, this is bad kind of thing.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
And they don't have a lot of damage over time other than the poison touch from Dazzle, which will do a lot. I'd actually
Well, they
advocate
also
a value
in,
point there.
In lane, they have the Shadow Strike from Queen of Pain, so that's
Yes,
another...
that's if TA doesn't meld it, and if Isurus don't have a ward up. Or if Isurus have a sentry ward up, and she melds it, of course. So.
But, you know, the other thing is, when you can force a TA to get melt at level 3 or level 4, it's already a win for Queen of Pain, because with a 1 level in Psyblades, you're gonna have a really big problem harassing a ranged hero.
Definitely. Yeah.
So Queen of Pain, well, even if Temple Assassin can't dodge the Shadow Strike, the Queen of Pain herself will not get harassed that much. So that's another trade-off for her. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
10 seconds remaining.
now
Just a few more
Isurus
seconds
gaming-
there for Isurus, yeah. It'll be the... Okay. This is
I
an
like it.
interesting pickup, but it can... It can work. What I'm worried about is Clockwork against Disruptor. It just...
Yeah. The thing is, you can glimpse him back from the hook shot, but glimpse is not instant. That means you can hook in and use your cogs on your target, and when Disruptor glimpses you out, you're like, oh man, happy, I'm safe again. And then someone is trapped in the cogs, and Huskar and Queen of Pain can jump in.
Yeah, definitely. So we are going to have a reconnect from one of Isurus' players, it looks like.
And the other thing is, I like with Clockwork, you can create this area where the enemy can't really engage into. You can make this kind of wall against the Night Stalker who runs in and tries to kill your supports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a nice defensive potential as well. I don't like Clockwork this patch in general. One second, I'm setting up the text box because for some reason all my OBS scenes XSplit scenes got deleted the other day. So I actually don't have your name on it, but that'll change in just a moment here.
Well, the thing is, most Clockworks max Rocket in this patch.
Yeah.
And actually,
Not that we have a
against
huge
the TA,
sample size to work with, but...
Actually, against the TA, skilling Battery Assault might be a little bit better.
Apply change. There we go.
I don't know. The problem with Clockwork is when you play those low MMR pubs that we usually play,
Yeah.
everyone underestimate the amount of damage you get from Battery Assault, and you can just get easy solo pickoffs with it.
Especially in the early game.
Yeah, but in pro games...
Against the Gyro, though, that's going to be tough, because even if you get him trapped in cogs with Battery Assault, he can still Rocket Barrage you, and you generally isolated yourself against him, and that means that you're going to take a lot of damage. Unless you manage to cog in a creep with you, which can be a very nice idea, if you can pull it off.
Yeah, and depending how well the lane goes for the Clockwork, if he can get something like a early Blade Mail, he can just wreck Gyrocopter, because then Gyrocopter just kills himself with the Rocket
30
Barrage.
seconds
Yeah,
to battle.
I don't know if you saw that, but they did get the early D ward, getting rid of Argentinian Reject's ward there. And 1 second before we do hero introductions. And of course, there's an update, so in between games, we're going to have another hour. Anyways, Pekko is going to be on your Tusk for Isurus. We'll have Ned on the Dazzle. Where's my offlaner? There we go. G hiding up here in the trees on the Clockwork. B Tumbler is going to be down here on the Queen of Pain, headed off to the mid lane. And Papita, the little potato man, is going to be here on Huskar.
Yeah, and on the side of Argentinian Rejects, we're gonna have the Ninja on the Gyrocopter in the safe lane, Then we're gonna have Mael on the support Disruptor, as well as VAG on the Night Stalker, also playing a support. Wait, Queen of Pain dropped her items?
She picked it back up.
She just wanted to taunt
I guess so.
the Templar Assassin a little bit, I think. Okay, on the Templar Assassin we're gonna have Frosh, and in the offlane we're gonna have Fallback on the Darkseer.
Yeah, and Fullback and Ninja, I believe, have both played with Isurus before. I know Fullback has, because he was one of their main members. I want to say they tried out Ninja for a little bit after they kind of disbanded, but it didn't work out so well. Or maybe he stood in for them for a while. I don't really know, but they are familiar with each other. Pushea Kono?
Oh, maybe because they have two ranged creeps and are pushing the lane to the clockwork. I don't know. Maybe he said something about...
Oh, actually, we do see First Blood go down in the mid lane as Frosh gets killed off. In the bot lane, we actually see Dazzle managing to find the Darkseer. Sorry, I missed both of those, and not really sure how the bot lane one went down. I'm assuming Quap just got the
Darkseer
dagger
still
off.
level 1, he's 4 XP from his Surge.
Ah. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. But, of course, if you go for Surge first, you don't quite get that much out of it. I really like this move by Ned. You can see he cut down a tree, or did he? You don't have to cut down a tree to do that, do you?
For what?
He, as Tusk is actually going to get the rune bot.
Oh, you mean because he stacked from the high ground?
Yeah.
Oh, you can do that. You
Oh,
don't need
okay.
to kill anything. It's just a little bit iffy because sometimes the creeps get a weird pathing because they try to get to you and you're standing on the high ground, and sometimes you can't make the stack if it's like a 2 or 3 stack. But
Yeah.
1 stack is pretty easy to get, actually.
And I would assume if it's a ranged creep, that becomes a problem. If it's a melee creep, you can actually do it easy.
Yeah,
But-
because the ranged creep wants to attack you.
Yeah, meanwhile, Tusk gets killed by the neutral creep, so manages to deny himself there. Isurus leading 3-0 in the early game here. Looking very good.
Yeah, and it looks like a Argentinian reject's gonna stack some camps as well.
Now, was it me and you who casted them the other night? As actually, B-Tumbler in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, we casted them.
Yeah. And Frosh is actually going to find the kill here with the help of Night Stalker. We'll see Ned end up taking him down at least. Or Queen of Pain taking him down with the dagger. But it is a kill on the board for Argentinian rejects. And they looked very good the other night, don't get me wrong. But
Yes.
Isurus is a team that has even in the past competed at the international qualifiers.
I think they played
Oh,
he looks
Which-
bad, yeah.
in a little bit of trouble. Is blocked by the shards, but since it's not Knight, I don't think he can run, and he's just going to try to get one more hit in on the Queen of Pain. Frosh in a little bit of trouble. Does have just a second of cooldown on that meld, but should be okay now.
I think Argentinian rejects played also lots of TA in those games.
I do remember that. I remember Frosh playing very well. And so this may just be a comfort pick for them. As very nice, the last hitting and denying at the same time. Definitely knows his stuff on the TA. B-Tumbler, though, playing the mid very well so far. And the support rotations have been pretty extensive into the mid lane. And that's how these kills have happened most of the time. They will actually block in the Night Stalker, who is completely trapped. He'll try to slow down Tusk, but this Night Stalker is not working out very well for
Tankos to
him.
eat his way out, he's dead, yeah.
And
And this Huskar, he's looking pretty okay.
yeah, he'll have a armlet in about 550 since the reduction on the Helm of the Dominator. Or the Helm of Iron Will, excuse me.
Yeah, and he's gonna skill the Berserker's Blood first just to avoid more damage from the Darkseer Iron Shell. I like that choice.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Frosh in a bit of trouble.
That's not
Looks like Darkseer has abandoned his lane, but there's quite some jungle stacks for him, so he should get quite some XP and farm out of it.
Yeah, he'll be fine there. Darkseer is, of course, that hero who can recover. And at this point, he doesn't need to risk giving himself away to the Huskar. It's a very easy lane for Huskar in the bot lane right now. Just because all you have is magical damage. And there comes a point where Huskar is just like, I do not care.
So, Gyrocopter on top lane is also doing pretty well. They're pretty much even on last hits, both carries, so that looks pretty good as well. I wonder where Clockwork went. He isn't level 6 right now.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a rough time up here. He's sitting on 600 gold though, probably saving for bottle, I would assume.
Yeah, maybe.
A lot of Clockworks like to go for the bottle, so...
I don't really like the bottle though, because both Queen of Pain and Clockwork want to get the top rune, so... Yeah, that's not really the best thing to do. Maybe Clockwork should just get some Tranquil Boots, you know, and have some sustain, so he can stay in the top lane.
Yeah. Tranquils would be pretty good here. The extra armor against TA is great, for sure.
I have to say, I really like Ninja's movement there. He saw Clockwork with the ward, and then directly ran towards Clockwork, so he showed them that he has a ward there. And 5 seconds later, the ward expired, so maybe he can bait them into
dewarding it.
There.
Yeah. And Pekko,
like
they might get caught in the...
Yeah.
Yep. G is going to go down.
Well.
They actually grabbed 2 with that, so might be able to get Ned.
No,
Yeah, they're just going to back up. And of course, even if Quap comes in here with the Night Stalker... Oh, they're going to commit the ulti. Okay. I'd actually say that's a pretty even exchange in the end, especially for Isurus, because you're committing a Queen ult. Of course, you are getting the kill, but this is a support Night Stalker that you're killing off, and you're using a 2-minute plus cooldown.
Yeah, I feel like this trade was better for Argentinian rejects, because they were behind, they got 2 kills, and only lost a support Night Stalker.
And we will see Dazzle actually pinging this out, because they know that Frosh has this here. Actually, can they see him at the moment?
They have a ward at the ancient stack.
This is Radiant Vision, so they can actually see him. I'm not sure Tusk is in... No, he can't get in range for the snowball unless he walks, like, right up here.
He could snowball the small dragons, if he really wanted.
No, I'm just saying to jump on TA. If they want to try and move people in. The risky thing is you're basically walking right past the tower, and I don't think you can smoke that close to the tower and get there.
He could try to shot the Templar Assassin in.
Yeah, so she can't walk back and get the side blades off the way she wants to, and then takes a lot of damage and has to back. That could actually be a pretty decent play, even though it will definitely say, hey, guess what? We have a ward.
Yeah, but...
Nah, guys, he just got map hack.
I mean, together, that's a lot of Ancients there. Maybe he even could get a kill.
I mean, it's possible, but you are also risking just denying TA to the Ancients and using your mana and not getting much out of it. On the bright side, though, they are going to be able to secure this tower very easy. Pepita already with the armlet and 150 from a Helm of the Dominator. In the mid lane, we might have a little bit of action. There is a dagger out on TA, but she has an Invis rune, worst case scenario, that she can, of course, walk away with, even though there's a sentry down. And surely she's realized by now that there is a sentry ward down.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Gyrocopter is pushing the top tower.
Yeah, Argentinian rejects, like, they had a really rough extreme early game, but they're recovering very well, and they're rotating their supports nicely to be able to make things happen. Now, they're not ahead, and Frosh is actually going to get hookshot out here, knocked back by the cogs, couldn't get out of that one, as a TP comes in, and actually Mile just gets knocked back. Okay, Disruptor's level 5. He does finally level some stuff. I was a little worried for a second. I only thought he was level 1.
I'm surprised that they that Frosh didn't move back earlier, because he had clearly vision on the Clockwork. They have a ward there.
Yeah. I mean, he probably just thought, oh, I'll meld and live, which I was thinking he'd melded there before and known they had a sentry. But it's only been up for about a minute and a half, so I guess that's not the case. Meanwhile, there is that 3 stack still in the Ancients here for the Dire team. Clockwork back up top. and hanging out a little bit.
Radiant's
Probably
bottom
looking for something like a
tower
blade
is
mail
under
or a
attack.
force staff here.
Yeah, and he went for the Tranquil Boots, because
Yeah.
this double bottle wouldn't have been too great.
Yeah, definitely.
What else can we see here?
Oh, and Darkseer actually getting picked off by the Huskar. I can imagine how this one went. Darkseer walked up and said, "Hey, Huskar, I'm gonna kill you." Huskar laughed and killed him.
I mean, Darkseer has Surge. That shouldn't actually happen, because when Huskar jumps you, you just run away.
Oh, but Huskar, it's not like Snowball, where eventually it just kind of fizzles out. It keeps chasing you. So if you run all the way to your base somehow fast enough, he will keep going.
Nah, you have to search. You have to wait for the jump to land and then
Yeah.
search away.
I mean, he could have made the mistake there.
Yeah,
And-
that was probably what happened.
They will glimpse back the Clockwork and actually catch him in the cogs here. He'll get his own cogs off. And hookshot out to the neutral. Very nicely played there. Is it enough though? Fullback, he's got the surge in just a second. He's actually going to
And he
just
can-
go ahead
yeah,
and
he
TP out,
can-
but the mini-stun! Yep. They'll get the kill on Nightstalker, who's actually getting incredibly farmed here. I believe he's going for... Yep, Medallion of Courage coming up on him, and a Yasha up on the Gyro.
Attack.
That's a lot of money, actually.
Yeah, let's just check the network. Well,
Yeah.
Huskar is way ahead though.
But keep in mind, Huskar does have kills as well. He's got 2 kills, and he actually has 93 CS here at 12 minutes. Gyro only sitting on 70. But for the
And
Gyro to go
he's
ahead and have this... Yasha. Oh, yeah. Map control is a thing of the past for Argentinian rejects. In fact, they're smoked up near this, and they're going to see
Radiant's
Nightstalker
middle
coming.
tower is under attack.
And Tuss just backs up to get ready for the snowball. He'll get it off. Nightstalker, there's nothing you can do, buddy.
That's
They don't
pretty
need to
much
commit the ult this time.
Is under attack.
That's pretty much a free tier 2.
Radiant's
Yeah.
Bottom
top
lane.
tower
Huskar
They're
just-
going to have Disruptor here to hopefully deny it, but he's not even going to get that off. And I think if Quap had more points in the blink, she would have risked going in there and just saying, you have to either glimpse me or die.
Dire's bottom
And of course, I guess he would have glimpsed her, but now they've actually spotted this ward here.
They can kill Roshan.
Oh
yeah.
no, though. The enemy team knows. Like, they've got the ward here. They also have the TA trap in the pit. There's no way they don't know this is going on. And Huskar, you can do it once you have your armlet helm. It's completely doable. However, it is not easy at all. Nice play from the Clockwork, just coming in here. He'll take out Disruptor. Now he'll take a lot of damage from TA. Weech coming on the other side. There's the call down, but the snowball will save them from the first hit and the second hit, it looks like, as they go back in. The punch coming out. Grave coming out as well. It's Quap ult on 3. They'll take a triple kill for the Tusk here. Nice wall from the Darkseer. They will lose the Clockwork, but here comes Huskar. He's on very low HP. He's gonna leap for fullback, and he'll be able to bring him down. The Weave doing some serious work there as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Papita's just manning up against this tower. Look at this.
Yeah, now with the
Dire's middle
Aegis,
tower
he can
has
just be
fallen.
really ballsy with his omelet toggles.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you make a mistake, oh no, you got killed by the tower. Well, so
Intended.
what?
I
Yeah,
wanted to get full HP.
and that's perfectly fine at this point, because Argentinian rejects are not able to bring him down. The only way they're going to bring him down is if TA gets an item out of somewhere, but she can't farm these Ancients right now. She has no way of doing so. The only thing she's done over here is put down a psionic trap just to say, hey, they better not be farming our Ancients. And Disruptor is going to try to make sure it's not blocked here, just in case, because that is a way back into this game for either Frosh or the Gyrocopter to get those farmed. They're going to actually smoke up after TA. The only downside is this ward is no longer up, so if she goes and tries to kill these, they're not really going to care.
Dire's top tower
They
is under
can
attack.
see her get the rune with that Alpha Wolf, but they'll take a trade here and take the tower in exchange for giving up the
Yeah.
stack. Because you got to keep in mind, Isurus have no way of clearing the stack as well. They just have the potential to jump on TA.
Radiant's bottom tower
Sorry about
is
that.
under attack.
The only problem is
Radiant
Argentinian
structures
rejects
are
now
fortified.
committed a smoke as well as a ward just to get this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, and that's not what you should have to do.
And
Uh,
it seems like they want to defend.
They might be able to
Oh,
defend.
that's the-
Huskar gets glimpsed. But, see, at that point, you just say, okay, we'll take your tier 2.
Yeah.
Clockwork's here, but he is alone.
They, And I think they don't know yet.
They don't.
That's
Oh, they do know.
for him. Now,
Did he? He saw him. He saw him. He pinged him out. But he's just gonna lead him on a chase. Where's the glimpse? 9 seconds. Can't quite grab him, and he'll hook shot out. Oh, into fullback.
Vacuum.
I mean, this is just distractions. Oh my god.
What are you doing? Oh my
Fullback.
God. They are pushing the tier 3 while they chase the clockwork.
And they might not even kill him.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Clock's like, okay. They waste the wall?
Tower is under attack.
Why did you wall?
Oh my god.
I
Yeah,
said
so
something
big
the
right
other
now.
night about, like, it's a shame that these guys were rejected by the rest of Argentina, i.e. Isurus. I think we're seeing why.
Yeah, too.
Although, at the same time, fullback is a good player. He should know not to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're
that's what I mean.
desperate. Unfortunately, they do airball the Quap ult. I don't think they're too concerned, though, seeing as Quap already has an Orchid at 16 minutes. And Night Stalker is going to go down. They will silence out the Darkseer, or whoever that was. TA, excuse me.
Top barracks are
And
under
Husker has a Heaven's Hellbot.
And he's still got the Aegis.
Yeah, the thing is, Heaven's Hellbot gives a lot of damage. It's 45 damage.
Yeah.
As well as the evasion makes a hero like Husker hit really hard because you have attack speed just as much as attack speed as you want. And then
I
together
didn't-
with the evasion, you're just not gonna die. And
How did I not know it was 45 damage for a strength hero? Like, that is insane. But good game is going to be called game number 1 in the books here.
I mean, it's more damage than a Heart of Trust, you know?
victory.
But it's way cheaper.
Yeah. Not more survivability than a Heart of Tarrasque on most heroes. Anyways.
But you get some evasion, so it's kind of decent.
Yeah, but still, evasion doesn't beat raw HP till you're like 3k health, right? Anyways, that's an argument or a debate for another time. I'm Mr. Revolution 5, and joined by Ilummini here. We'll be right back with game number 2, as game number 1 is a quick one. In fact, it took us longer to get into the lobby for game number 1 than it did to play game number 1. Anyways, we'll be right back. Welcome to South American Dota, right?